My name is Seiko. It means sacred, holy and clean and pure, much like the sake our family has brewed, as far as I can remember. When I look back on my childhood, there's something I think about. I may have grown up in the slightly different environment than other people. My family runs a small sake brewery where the boundary between everyday life and the family business is not clear. I remember opening the door to the living room. There will be rows and rows of sake bottles lined up, while my mother will stand up and chat, serving people sake. The brewery is on the family's grounds, and every year as winter approaches, the brewers are busily running around making sake. Even now, more than 150 years after its founding, they continue to brew sake by hand in the harsh Noto winters, using traditional tools. This year, 2023, the fire was lit under the steaming pot in the storehouse. The scenery I saw as a child is still there, unchanged. Not just a drink, but a story. A bridge connecting the past to the present. Where tradition and memory flow together, like a rice and water that give life to our craft. To me, it's more than just sake. It is a commitment to keep my ancestors' memory alive. It is a sacred art. It is an integral fabric of Japan.
Four years ago, Raechel's dream life was shaken when an unexpected tragedy destroyed everything and threatened the future of her family.
In 2011, my husband, a Japanese national, my three daughters and I were living in Yokosuka, Japan. We had a nice life. We had close family and friends. Our children were happy and busy with school. One afternoon, as the children were just getting out of their elementary school, I stopped at the stop sign and noticed that the sign was shaking. In fact, everything was shaking. I was in the middle of a 9.0 earthquake. And as the aftershocks began, we witnessed the tides being sucked back into the ocean. And I soon realized that we would be hit with a devastating tsunami. That earthquake, it led to the triple meltdown nuclear explosion in Fukushima. We soon realized that it was not safe. We learned that particles of nuclear fallout coated our home, our schools, and our food supply. It was the summer of 2012 when we left the place that we called home and we fled to San Diego, California. I was not in a state of even daring to dream. I was struggling to dare to even to hope. Though I'm thankful that I had the freedom and the faith to choose to leave my home, my heart still aches for the situation in Japan and for those that I have left behind.
Tonight, Japan is rocked by a powerful earthquake. Tens of thousands evacuated, roads torn apart, buildings collapsed, trapping people inside.
My name is Raechel Kadoya, founder of Kibo Events and Entertainment. Kibo Events and Entertainment aims to celebrate and support artists from Japan and the United States. I want to still support my friends and the country of Japan because it has given me so much. It has enriched my life through its art, music, and history.
We're interested in doing that. With other sake breweries across the Japan, across the country, and they are making sake together. So the people from this area called Noto, which is who got really hit hard, the Noto people are making their sake at other sake, at their competition, at the competitors.
This July, we're taking a band from United States, the Falling Doves, with the help of Asahi and other sponsors. We're going to create a blueprint.
What's your name?
My name is Gary.
You're sorry. You've learnt really quickly. Where are you from?
My name is Christopher from the Fallen Doves. That's Mike over there on the right, Katie in the back, and Mitch and the sexy drums in the back. He's just from up the street.
Playing at Musicland now.
I love the smell of your clothes. Stand by the mirror alone. Oh, let me call you my own. Won't take too long to turn on. Take off from Paris to Rome. Reach out
I'm already.
Yes, lads, what is? I am with the Fallen Doves. We're about to get to 21 down County Road.
Immediately we'll just make it.
Video blog 1. The band's ready. Tour manager went out to get Raechel. See you guys in Tokyo.
Like we're about to check in.
Yes.
Some extremely important equipment.
What's happening with Raechel? What's happening here?
We don't.
The video
She's working
blog.
on her new TV show called Raechel.
So it's for hope.
Stomach in 30 seconds.
All going in the same place.
Yeah. I think we're blocking the track.
We got the sake van.
I've truly never experienced anything like this before.
Witnessing people's personal belongings scattered in the streets and their homes broken into pieces was heartbreaking. They had to abandon everything, including so many of their pets. The sight of empty streets filled with hungry, injured cats left in the wake of this disaster was devastating. We did our best to feed them and give them clean water, but leaving them behind was an incredibly painful experience. I can't even imagine what their owners went through. This was a haunting preview of the road ahead.
All gas, no brakes at this point. What do you see when you're seeing the like all the stuff, all the destruction? What do you feel?
It's devastating.
So, you know, this is where they actually did a lot of the sake that kind of went all over the country for a bunch of different companies here in Japan. You know, so the sake that we've been promoting was all made here for a lot of companies, relied on this as one of the main companies. Mikey, what do you think about this stuff that you're seeing? How does it make you feel?
It's sad, it's heartbreaking to know how big of an impact, you know. Just, it spreads out, it goes far.
For me personally, it brings me into a little bit of a broader understanding of what we're doing. Personally, I think it definitely highlights kind of the mission of what we're doing, which is to bring awareness of it. The destruction of it, you see pictures, but to see it firsthand, it's a completely different experience to see it. It kind of makes you appreciate drinking it even more back home. You know, the little bit of what we have from some of these companies that we've been able to pour at these events for people.
It's the end of a legacy. It's the end of an art form. But they're gonna be able to bring it back.
What used to be standing here is Tsunami Sake Shuzo Sake Brewery. Last month, after 5 months of trying to rebuild, 5 months after the earthquake on January 1st, the brewery collapsed last month. Couldn't withstand the damage from the earthquake.
You can actually shoot what she looks like a book.
That's an old book. I bet you that's where the steam used to come up.
What do you feel seeing all these things, Katie?
Let me show it to you on the website. The logo, the name of it, Tsunami.
So those were the barrels, basically.
Yeah.
So-
If you look at the, see what it wasn't this badly destroyed.
So what you understand is people actually lived here.
That sign is right
And they created sake, correct? Is that what
Yeah.
happened here?
Yeah. The sign right now that we just, it's on this website right there.
So they not only lost their homes, but they lost, how many companies would you say total were out here making product?
It was 11 sake breweries that are no longer functional. Let's go around to the other side. I'll show you stuff.
What did you find, Katie? Oh, that's beautiful.
And a brand new eyeshadow palette.
Well, that's a beautiful piece to remember
Yeah.
this trip by.
Would come out. This is Oeyama. Oeyama is the mountain from where the water comes from the snow from this mountain to make this sake. Those bottles over there still have sake in them. Most of these are empty. These ones have sake in them right there. Look.
As we left the remains of the Tsunami brewery, not a sound could be heard in the car as we drove away. Each of us with our own thoughts and nothing but silence for the next few hours, thinking about the devastating effects we had just witnessed.
Yeah, the ones that we couldn't.
The shows blended together into a single day, even though we played around 10 of them. Performing in Japan, one of my favorite countries, made the experience even more special. The crowds here are truly exceptional. They bring an energy unlike any other. I don't drink often, but I understood that drinking sake was an essential part of this mission. If I wanted people to believe in the experience, I had to partake. The energy of those nights and the collective synchronicity of both fans and crowds merged into one unforgettable experience.
Memories are like a pathway between heaven and hell, often reminding us of the pain and life we left behind. Yet within that pain lies a new path of conviction for what once was, allowing us to carry forward only what we can manage. In some ways, we leave behind what weighs us down. Sometimes it's tradition, and other times it's a life we used to have. In the story of Seiko, we find her in a state of resignation, yet her spirit is as strong as her name. She rebuilds only the parts that serve her, creating a new path without the knowledge of the future. The money we raise through the shows, charity drives, and fundraisers is now hers to use as she pleases.
For us to experience this, it was very...
When we were at the wreckage of the earthquake in Noto of the tsunami brewery, I had asked every band member to pick up an item from the rubble, not knowing that when Seiko left, she had left everything behind. These items ended up not only paying respect to her family, but also giving her a chance to have something from her past. Whether she continues to brew sake or just start new, there are no commitments or strings attached. Only admiration for a resilient soul full of fire, much like the flames that once powered the steam of a sake empire, passed down through generations. The actual factory may be gone, but the future is wider than it has ever been, granting Seiko the freedom to create whatever path she chooses to follow. Much like Seiko, Raechel lost her whole life, but through Seiko's story she discovered new meaning and purpose. This shared experience forever bonds both women, united by a similar tragedy, ultimately granting them an unconventional freedom to leave the past behind and embrace a new independence, if either of them chooses.
As we shared sake that night, Seiko's generosity and resilience shone through. She gave us a bottle of sake salvaged from the rubble and another from a batch named Go, symbolizing strength and perseverance. Our conversation that night was filled with laughter, tears, and a mutual appreciation. By the end of the night, we stood together in the rain under a full moon. We realized that despite the tragedies in our lives, we had found a meaningful connection. Seiko's character is marked by her warmth, generosity, and unwavering love for her family. Our conversation sparked almost instantly, fueled by the excitement of finally connecting. I noticed the uncertainty in her expression, mirroring my own feelings as we navigated this encounter. Then something shifted. One of us smiled, and just like that, the tension melted away. We clicked immediately, feeling an instant bond that was both comforting and familiar. As we shared our stories, it became clear how parallel our lives had been, and I felt as if I were talking to a sister. There was an understanding between us that made it easy to open up. Seiko's joy in discussing things that would bring happiness to her family revealed her kind-hearted nature, and our connection deepened as we embraced the moment together. Meeting her was a profoundly moving experience that I will always cherish.
Let's bring up Yokosuka's hometown girl, Machiba.
don't believe in God. I always thought that he could kill you so. You believe that I could have you now. Never come back anymore. This is the I'm letting go through the exit. Through the edges like I go. Try to find the out. It's the I'm letting go through the exit. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Michael Dorsey on the lead guitar.
Between the concerts and events in San Diego, Los Angeles, and Tokyo, we raised a good amount of money for Seiko.